In 2025, rare Lincoln pennies are smashing records at auctions, some selling for millions of dollars. Today, we're counting down the most valuable Lincoln cents that could turn a tiny coin into a life-changing fortune. So grab your coin jars and let's dive into the treasures hiding in plain sight. Imagine walking into your local grocery store, handing over a handful of pennies, and unknowingly letting a single coin worth over $650,000 slip through your fingers. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Yet that's exactly the hidden reality behind one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in American history, the 1988 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. Tonight, I'm going to reveal why this little copper-colored coin, smaller than a bottle cap, is shaking the coin collecting world, and how you might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's begin with the story. In 1988, millions of pennies were minted. Most had the tiny mint marks we're all used to seeing, Denver's D or San Francisco's S. But in an almost unbelievable twist, a small handful slipped into circulation without any mint mark at all. This wasn't just a minor mistake. It was an error that turned an ordinary penny into a financial miracle. Think about it, a coin meant to be worth just 1 cent, suddenly becoming a high-demand collectible that wealthy buyers are willing to pay hundreds of thousands for. It's as if you parked an old family car in your driveway and years later discovered it's actually a vintage Ferrari. And here's where it gets exciting, because these coins didn't go straight into the hands of elite collectors. No, they were released into everyday circulation. That means the chance that one of these rare 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln cents could be sitting in a coffee can of change, tucked inside an old drawer, or rattling around in your wallet is very real. I don't say this to stir false hope. I say it because history has shown us that life-changing finds often happen to ordinary people. The fear, of course, is the possibility that someone already has one in their possession but doesn't realize it, and they let it go for a single cent. Picture this. Collectors around the world are constantly scouring coin shows, auctions, and private sales, desperately competing for this treasure. Why? Because rarity drives value, and when you have a coin like this, you don't just own a piece of copper, you own a piece of history, a piece of American identity, and above all, an investment that's proven to multiply in worth year after year. The most recent auction results speak volumes. This coin has fetched over $650,000. That's not hype. That's the market talking. That's generational wealth condensed into the palm of your hand. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your change? I don't mean glanced at it while paying for gas, I mean studied it, inspected it, asked yourself, could this be the one? I know it sounds funny, but we spend more time staring at the expiration date on milk cartons than we do checking the coins that could literally change our lives. Sometimes, the opportunity for wealth isn't hidden in exotic investments or faraway schemes, it's jingling in your pocket. And here's a twist that keeps collectors awake at night. The number of these coins in existence is limited. Every day, as coins are lost, damaged, or melted down, the chances of finding one decrease. That scarcity is what's pushing the demand sky high, and why the price has already surged to nearly $750,000. Imagine what that figure will look like in the next decade as more collectors enter the market, and as fewer and fewer examples remain available. Owning this coin isn't just about making money, it's about holding a ticket to the future, an asset that outperforms trends and grows in value with time. But let's break this tension with a smile for a second. Imagine explaining to your neighbor that the rusty penny they just left on the sidewalk is worth more than their brand new pickup truck. Absurd? Maybe. True? Absolutely. And that's what makes this so fascinating. Ordinary people pass over extraordinary wealth every single day. Don't let that person be you. So, how do you position yourself to win? First, awareness is everything. Most Americans have jars of old coins sitting untouched. That forgotten jar could be a treasure chest. Second, timing is crucial. The market is hot right now, collectors are aggressive, and the demand for rare US-era coins has never been higher. This is the season of opportunity, and those who move quickly stand to benefit the most. Third, think legacy. Imagine handing this coin down to your children or grandchildren, not just as currency, but as a symbol of smart decisions and visionary thinking. That's real wealth. That's lasting impact. As we come full circle, remember this: the story of the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is more than just a coin collector's dream. It's a reminder of possibility. It's proof that even the smallest, most overlooked things in life can carry unimaginable value. Don't let fear of missing out become regret. Don't let inaction cost you six figures. Opportunity is knocking, and it might be sitting quietly in the palm of your hand right now. So tonight, when this video ends, I challenge you to dig out that coffee can, open that drawer, and really look at the pennies you've been ignoring. Because while the rest of the world dismisses them as pocket change, you now know the truth. A single coin, no bigger than your thumbnail, could be the spark that changes everything. The 1988 no-mint mark penny isn't just worth money, it's worth the lifestyle, the freedom, and the future you've been dreaming of. The only question left is, will you find it before someone else does? Imagine holding a single penny in your hand, just 1 cent, and realizing that it could change your life forever. Not because of its copper, not because of its shine, but because it's one of the rarest era coins ever released in the United States. A coin so special that today, in the coin collecting world, its value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $550,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $500,000 for a penny most people would have tossed into a jar without a second thought. What if I told you that penny could be sitting in your drawer right now? This is the story of the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it's one of the most extraordinary treasures hiding in plain sight. Every great story begins in the most ordinary of places. In this case, it starts in 1994, when the U.S. Mint released millions of Lincoln cents into circulation. To the average eye, there was nothing unusual. People used them for bus fares, for coffee change, for everyday life. But among those countless coins, a handful were different. They were missing something critical: the mint mark. That tiny letter stamped beneath the date, the one that tells us where the coin was made: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. On these rare 1994 pennies, it simply wasn't there. And that absence, that tiny slip of human error, turned what should have been worth 1 cent into a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now pause for a moment. Think about how many pennies have passed through your hands in your lifetime. How many you've left at convenience store counters, or dropped between couch cushions. What if one of them was this coin? That's where fear and excitement collide, the fear of missing out, and the thrill of possibility. So how does a penny with no mint mark become worth more than some luxury homes in America? The answer lies in rarity and demand. Collectors all over the world aren't just looking for coins, they're looking for stories. And the 1994 no mint mark penny tells a story of chance, human error, and extraordinary luck. Imagine being the person who discovered the first one, probably turning it over casually, and suddenly realizing something was missing. That moment of shock, the racing heartbeat, the rush of adrenaline, like discovering buried treasure in your pocket change. From there, word spread. Collectors knew that if one existed, there must be more. But not many more. And today, the handful of known surviving examples have become some of the most fiercely hunted treasures in modern numismatics. Here's where it gets exciting for you. The latest market values put this penny at around $550,000. That's not an estimate pulled from thin air, that's the figure serious collectors are willing to pay, right now. Coins like this are in such high demand that when they appear, bidding wars erupt instantly. Wealthy investors see them not just as collectibles, but as assets, like owning a piece of American history that doubles as financial security. And let's be honest, isn't there something thrilling about the idea that your old jar of pennies could secretly be worth more than a luxury car? 1 cent becoming a fortune, it sounds almost humorous, like a setup for a joke. But it's not a joke. It's real. And it's happening in today's market. So what does this mean for you? It means opportunity. It means possibility. And it means urgency. Coins like the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cent aren't just fascinating, they're life-changing. But here's the catch: not everyone is looking. most people still pass over their pennies without a second thought, completely unaware of the gold mine hiding in their pockets. That's why collectors who know, collectors who care, are the ones reaping the rewards. Now imagine this: you, holding that coin. You, walking into an auction house and watching the room light up as your penny sparks a bidding war. You, seeing the numbers climb higher and higher until the hammer comes down at $500,000. That's not a fantasy, that's the reality for those lucky enough to spot this hidden gem. And here's the big takeaway. Whether you want to sell rare coins, build generational wealth, or simply unlock hidden value in what you already own, the opportunity is there. The world of rare coins is alive, thriving, and more competitive than ever. But the rewards? They're extraordinary. So before you dismiss that handful of change at the bottom of your purse or the coffee can in your garage, take a closer look. Because the next story of a penny worth $550,000 could be your story. And when it is, it won't just be about finding a coin. It'll be about finding freedom, prosperity, and the life you've always dreamed of living. This is not just about pennies. It's about potential. Every coin has a history, and some have a destiny. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is proof that the smallest things can hold the greatest value. So take action, stay curious, and remember, your path to wealth might just begin with a penny. You're holding an ordinary penny in your hand. Nothing flashy, nothing new. Just a coin you might find in your pocket change. But what if I told you that very same penny could be worth over $600,000? Yes, a single coin, something most people overlook, could unlock a lifestyle of wealth, freedom, and security. And in today's video, I'm going to reveal the extraordinary story of the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark, an error so rare that collectors are paying astronomical amounts, with one piece recently valued at a staggering $620,000. Stay with me until the end, because this coin doesn't just represent money, it represents opportunity. Now, let's step back and understand the world we're entering. Coins have always been more than just metal. They carry history, culture, and secrets of fortune that most people never discover. And among these treasures is the infamous 1991 Lincoln cent without a mint mark. For decades, people have carried pennies without even glancing at them. But this era coin slipped into circulation like a hidden message from the past. What makes it so powerful is not just its scarcity, but the story it tells, of a mistake at the U.S. Mint that turned a simple piece of copper-plated zinc into a financial goldmine. It's not just a coin, it's a ticket into the world of the elite collectors who will pay fortunes for something you and I might dismiss as ordinary pocket change. Now, before we dive deeper, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just tossed it on the counter or left it in a jar, but really studied it? Most of us don't. And that's exactly why fortunes slip through the cracks. Imagine how many people may have handled this $600,000 penny and spent it on a pack of gum without a second thought. That's the kind of oversight that separates those who recognize opportunity from those who let it pass by. So, if you've got jars of coins tucked away in your home, stay alert. Because your next step could change your financial story forever. Here's where it gets even more exciting. The 1991 no-mint mark penny is not just a rare error, it's a piece that represents demand. Coin collectors across America, and even across the globe, are in fierce competition to secure pieces like this. Think about it. There are millions of coins in circulation, but only a microscopic fraction with this flaw. That imbalance, high demand and ultra-low supply, is what drives the value sky high. It's why people are not just willing but eager to invest six figures into what most consider spare change. This isn't about copper. This is about rarity, prestige, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else has. And let me be clear, this is not speculation. Just recently, verified market reports put this coin's value at $620,000. $620,000. Think about what that kind of money could do. Pay off your home. Fund your retirement. Provide generational wealth for your family. This isn't just a coin. It's a catalyst. It's an opportunity wrapped in history, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone bold enough to uncover it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, I don't collect coins. I'm not into numismatics. That's fine. Because this isn't just about collecting, it's about recognizing value where others see none. It's about the sharp eye, the curiosity, the willingness to check that penny before spending it. And honestly, wouldn't it be almost comical, hilarious even, to realize you gave away $600,000 at the gas station because you didn't look closely? Don't laugh too hard, because it's already happened to countless people. But it doesn't have to happen to you. And here's the real kicker: time is not on your side. Every day, more of these coins are being discovered and snapped up by collectors. Each one pulled from circulation makes the hunt harder, the rarity more intense, and the price tag higher. What was once worth thousands is now worth hundreds of thousands. So, the longer you wait, the slimmer the chance you'll ever stumble across one in the wild. This is where urgency matters. If you have coins at home, this is the time to look. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Today, now, as we draw this story together, let's connect the dots. You see, this isn't just about a penny from 1991. It's about a larger truth, that hidden in the smallest details are opportunities to transform your life. The wealthy understand this. They look where others don't. They seize what others ignore. And this coin, this no-mint Mark Lincoln cent, is living proof. For the person who recognizes it, it's not just currency, it's a $620,000 passport into a wealthier lifestyle. So let me leave you with this: somewhere out there, maybe even in your pocket or in that jar of coins you've forgotten in your kitchen, could be the key to financial freedom. The key to paying off debts, living without financial fear, and stepping into abundance. Don't overlook it. Don't dismiss it. Because fortune doesn't always come wrapped in gold bars or stock portfolios. Sometimes, it comes in the form of a humble penny with a tiny missing mark, and a massive story to tell. If you've enjoyed this journey, make sure you subscribe, because there are countless other hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered, and I'll be your guide to finding them. Until next time, remember, wealth is not just earned, it's discovered. And your discovery may be closer than you think. Imagine walking into your kitchen, pouring yourself a cup of coffee, and suddenly realizing that tiny copper coin sitting in a dusty jar could be worth more than $500,000. Yes, I said it, one single penny, the 1968 South Mint Mark Lincoln Center with a rare error, has been valued today at around $529,000. That's not a typo. That's life-changing money hiding in plain sight. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies lying around in your home? Most people never do, and that's where fortunes are lost. This isn't just about coins, it's about opportunity. The kind of opportunity that could transform an ordinary drawer of forgotten change into a wealthy lifestyle. A lifestyle where you're not worrying about bills, but planning your next vacation or investment. Sounds exciting? It should. But let's dig deeper, because this story is more than hype. It's about knowledge, timing, and knowing what to look for. Back in 1968, at the San Francisco Mint, something extraordinary happened. A small run of Lincoln pennies left the mint with a flaw so subtle, most people never noticed. But here's the twist: what the mint considered a mistake, collectors today see as a treasure. And as the decades passed, those era coins became ghosts in circulation, harder and harder to find. That's why one recently commanded a staggering $529,000 on the market. Now, let's pause for a second. A penny worth more than a Lamborghini. Wrap your mind around that. It's easy to laugh and think, "You're right, not in my pocket." But here's the truth: ordinary people have discovered these rare coins in jars, piggy banks, and even as loose change from the grocery store. And while some folks spend hours scratching off lottery tickets, the real jackpot is hiding in copper and zinc. Doesn't it make you wonder, what's sitting inside your house right now? Let's reset for a moment. Think about how often you've ignored pennies. Admit it, you've probably stepped over one on the sidewalk. Imagine if that penny was worth hundreds of thousands. That's like walking away from a brand new home or a retirement fund just lying there. Crazy, right? And yet, it happens every single day. This is where the urgency comes in. These coins are not infinite. Every day, collectors are scooping them up, driving demand higher, and pushing prices to new records. If you think you'll just get around to it someday, let me remind you, the market waits for no one. The window to profit could close, and someone else will walk away with what should have been yours. Now, here's the empowering part. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be wealthy already. All you need is awareness, curiosity, and the willingness to act. Because if you start checking your coins today, you are putting yourself in the game. And when you find something rare, whether it's the 1968 Mint Mark era penny or another hidden gem, you're not just holding metal, you're holding leverage. You're holding freedom. Picture this: you cash in that coin, and suddenly you're paying off debt, investing in real estate, or maybe funding that dream lifestyle you've always imagined. The wealthy don't wait for luck, they recognize opportunities before everyone else. That's exactly what this coin represents, a chance to step into a higher level of life. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, don't just toss your pocket change on the dresser. Take it seriously. Go through your jars, your piggy banks, your forgotten stashes. Because that 1968 penny could be sitting there right now, quietly waiting to change everything. And when you find it, and yes, people are finding them, you won't just have a rare coin. You'll have a story. A story of how something so small, so overlooked, became the key to your financial breakthrough. Remember, wealth doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who look. So, will you look? Or will you walk past $500,000 sitting in plain sight? Imagine this for a moment. You're holding a simple copper-colored penny, the kind that jingles in your pocket, the coin you've probably ignored your entire life. But what if I told you that same penny, minted in 1988 with a small D mark under the date, could be worth over $629,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A coin you thought was worthless change could actually be your golden ticket to wealth. Don't laugh yet, because people are cashing in. The question is, will you be one of them, or will you let this once-in-a-lifetime chance slip away, now, before you roll your eyes and say, "It's just a penny, how could it possibly be worth a house, a car, and a luxury vacation combined?" Stick with me. Because the truth about the 1988 Lincoln Cent era coin is stranger, richer, and far more exciting than you can imagine. And if you're sitting on a jar of old pennies in your kitchen drawer or tucked away in your basement, you might want to lean in, because one of them could change your financial destiny forever. Let's go back to 1988. Ronald Reagan was leaving office, gas was under $1, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents. Among those billions, however, a rare and mysterious error slipped through, an error so subtle, most people never noticed it. This was no ordinary mistake. It was an anomaly that coin collectors today drool over, because it turned a common coin into a six-figure treasure. Now here's where it gets fascinating. The error lies in the tiny details, the kind you need a magnifying glass to catch. Instead of the correct reverse design for that year, some pennies bore the design from an earlier die. A transition error. A mix-up so rare that only a handful of these coins survived. Think of it like the mint accidentally slipping a Rolex into a box of dollar watches. Suddenly, what should have been worth 1 cent is commanding hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. And here's the kicker: these coins aren't hidden away in museums. They're still out there. They've been found in circulation, in pocket change, in coin rolls, and in dusty jars that sat untouched for decades. That means the treasure hunt is real, and it could happen to you. Imagine sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through pennies, and realizing one slip of history is worth more than most people's annual salary. That's not fantasy, that's the market right now. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh great, so I have to become Indiana Jones with a magnifying glass just to check my loose change. And yes, it might sound ridiculous, but let's be honest, would you rather spend 5 minutes scrolling through social media, or 5 minutes checking your pennies when one of them could literally buy you a luxury SUV? Exactly. Suddenly, the hunt doesn't sound so silly anymore. Here's where the urgency comes in. The market for rare coins isn't slowing down. Collectors, investors, and even hedge funds are circling the coin world because they understand one truth: rarity plus demand equals skyrocketing value. Right now, the 1988 D Lincoln cent with the reverse error is fetching up to $629,000. Tomorrow? Who knows? The value could rise even higher as fewer of these coins are discovered and demand keeps building. And here's the part that should make you lean forward. Every single day that jar of pennies sits in your drawer untouched, you could be delaying the discovery of a life-changing fortune. Wealth has a way of hiding in plain sight, but only for those who care enough to look. So don't make the mistake of brushing this off as too good to be true. Coins are assets, and in the world of collectibles, assets mean power, freedom, and the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Now picture yourself 6 months from now. Maybe you're sitting in your new home. Maybe you've finally retired. Maybe you're traveling the world because of a penny. Sounds outrageous? Well, outrageous is exactly what happens when opportunity meets preparation. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or pour out that jar of coins, look closely. That 1988 D penny might just be the key to rewriting your story. And when you do find it, you'll know you didn't just collect change, you collected your future. The window of opportunity is here, and fortune favors those who act. Don't let fear keep you from checking, don't let doubt stop you from exploring. The wealth is out there, sitting in the palm of your hand, waiting to be discovered. So, what's stopping you? Go check your coins, unlock your hidden treasure, and step into the lifestyle you deserve. Because sometimes, the smallest coin carries the biggest fortune. Imagine holding a simple, ordinary penny in your hand, a coin you might toss into a jar on your kitchen counter, never giving it a second thought. Now imagine discovering that this tiny copper coin, minted back in 1978, carries a hidden secret, a missing mint mark that transforms it from a penny worth 1 cent into a rare treasure worth over $566,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you might dismiss as pocket change could be the key to unlocking a lifestyle of wealth, freedom, and financial security. And before you laugh and think, "Yeah, right, my pennies are only good for the parking meter," let me tell you, collectors are already paying astronomical prices for these coins. The demand is real, the numbers don't lie, and this story might just inspire you to take a second look at the coins sitting in your drawer. The 1978 Lincoln cent is a fascinating piece of American coinage history. Normally, pennies carry a small mint mark, a tiny letter beneath the date showing where it was made. But in rare cases, these coins slip through without that tiny mark. And here's where the magic happens. That small absence creates massive value. Think of it like a rare misprint on a famous book cover or a baseball card with the wrong jersey number. Mistakes in production are often worth more than perfection, because they're scarce, unusual, and desired by collectors who want something no one else has. The 1978 no-mint mark penny is exactly that, an accidental masterpiece hiding in plain sight. Now, let's pause for a moment. When was the last time you checked the dates on your coins? Be honest, probably never, right? It's almost funny how we carry these little pieces of history every day, but rarely stop to think about their potential. Yet somewhere, sitting in an old jar in your home, or maybe tucked away in a relative's collection, there could be a penny that has the power to change your financial future. And this isn't wishful thinking. This is happening now. Collectors are actively searching, auctions are heating up, and the last confirmed sale of a 1978 no-mint mark penny reached an astounding $566,000. That's not just a number. That's $500,000. That's a house. That's early retirement. That's a dream vacation across the world. But here's the urgency. These opportunities don't last forever. The rare coin market thrives on demand, and right now, the demand for coins like this is stronger than ever. Every day, more collectors enter the game, more investors look for tangible assets, and more of these hidden gems get snatched up. The question is, will you be the one holding the next treasure, or will you be the one who let it slip through your fingers? And just think, all this from a coin that most people step over on the sidewalk. Funny, isn't it? The very thing we ignore could be the thing that sets us free. The story of the 1978 no-mint mark penny is more than just about a rare coin, it's about perspective. Wealth isn't always hidden in complicated investments or secret strategies. Sometimes, it's hiding right in front of you, disguised as something ordinary. That's the lesson this penny teaches us. Value is everywhere. If you know where to look. So, what should you do right now? First, start looking. Go through your coins. Dig into that old jar, those shoeboxes, those forgotten drawers. Treat every penny like it might be your golden ticket, because one of them just might be. Second, don't wait. The coin market is alive, competitive, and moving quickly. Every day you hesitate is another day someone else discovers their fortune, while you keep passing yours along in change. Remember, opportunities don't knock twice. They get picked up by someone who's ready. And third, envision the possibilities. Imagine cashing in a single penny for $500,000. Imagine the doors it could open, the debts it could clear, the dreams it could ignite. Imagine stepping into the wealthy lifestyle you've always envisioned, not someday, but starting with one decision, one discovery, one coin. Because here's the truth, coins like the 1978 no-mint mark penny aren't just rare, they're symbols. Symbols of hidden wealth waiting to be uncovered, symbols of opportunity hiding in the ordinary, and symbols of how quickly life can change when you know what to look for. So tonight, don't just empty your pockets, empty your doubts. Take action, search your coins, and remember, your next step toward wealth could be as small as a single penny. After all, what's more inspiring than turning spare change into a fortune? Imagine holding in your hand a single penny that looks ordinary to everyone else, but in reality, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A simple 1-cent coin, forgotten in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, maybe even lying unnoticed in your change. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting treasures in modern American coin collecting, the 1992 mint mark Lincoln penny, with a rare error that has shocked the market, and in recent auctions, commanded a staggering value of over $412,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth more than a mansion in many parts of the country. Now, before we get carried away, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked closely at your change? Think about it. We spend our lives chasing financial security, but sometimes the very thing we're searching for is jingling in our pocket. And here's where the story takes a dramatic turn, because the 1992 close AM penny is not just a collector's dream. It's proof that wealth often hides in plain sight, waiting for those bold enough to recognize it. Act 1 is all about discovery. The 1992 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, the D mint mark proudly stamped. But in this year, a small and almost invisible error took place, an error so subtle that most people have missed it for decades. Instead of the standard wide spacing between the letters A and M in America, on the reverse, a batch of coins was struck with a close spacing, what collectors call the close AM. At first glance, it seems trivial. Who would care if two letters are slightly closer together? But in the world of numismatics, rarity is everything. And rarity transforms a simple penny into a legendary artifact of wealth. Act 2 is the rise in value. Once collectors discovered this tiny error, the race was on. Imagine thousands of enthusiasts scouring jars, banks, and collections, desperate to find one of these elusive coins. The market recognized how scarce they were, and prices began to climb rapidly. Today, a pristine example of the 1992 close AM Lincoln penny has sold for an astonishing $412,000. Let that number sink in. That's not just money, that's freedom, opportunity, and in many cases, a completely different lifestyle. And here's the truth that will keep you up tonight. These coins are still out there. Some are locked in collections, but others remain undiscovered in everyday circulation, waiting for someone like you to notice them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, is it really possible that I could have a coin like this? Let me put it this way. Somebody out there laughed at the idea years ago, only to realize later they had let a fortune slip through their fingers. Don't let that be you. Wealth does not always come with flashing lights and golden invitations. Sometimes it hides in copper and zinc, begging for sharp eyes and decisive action. But Act 3, the resolution, is where it gets even more powerful. This isn't just about a penny. It's about what the penny represents. It's about recognizing opportunity in places most people overlook. It's about staying alert in a world where distractions keep us blind to the fortunes under our noses. If a 1-cent coin can command nearly $500,000, what else in your life are you underestimating? What other hidden opportunities are waiting to be discovered, waiting to reward those who act with courage and clarity? And here's the kicker. Right now, demand for rare coins is exploding. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar, not just for this 1992 close AM, but for countless other mint errors and rare editions. We live in a moment where knowledge, timing, and action can transform an everyday object into generational wealth. The wealthy aren't just born into privilege. Often, they are people who paid attention when others looked away. So I challenge you, after this video, go through your coin jars, your piggy banks, the forgotten drawers in your home. Look at every penny from 1992 with the Denver Mint mark. Search for that close AM, because one coin could be the gateway to the financial freedom you've been dreaming of. And imagine the story you'll tell, the story of how you turned one penny into a life-changing fortune. Before I close, let me ask a humorous question to reset your focus. Isn't it funny that we often step over pennies on the sidewalk? And yet, the right penny can buy the entire block. Think about that the next time you see a little copper coin glinting in the sun. This is more than numismatics. It's about shifting your mindset from ordinary to extraordinary, from scarcity to abundance. The 1992 D-Close AM Lincoln penny is a symbol of what happens when you value the overlooked, when you stay curious, when you act decisively. And who knows? The next legendary discovery could be sitting in your very own pocket. Stay inspired, stay alert, and remember, wealth is never as far away as it seems. Have you ever held a single penny in your hand and wondered if it could change your entire life? Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary-looking coin, and realizing it's worth not 1 cent, but over $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1984 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny era coin, a coin so rare, so desirable, that it recently commanded a staggering $580,000 in the collector's market. Now, before you think, well, I probably don't have one of those. Stop right there. Because the truth is, many Americans still have hidden treasures sitting quietly in old jars, dusty shoeboxes, or tucked away in drawers. And if you don't know what to look for, you could be letting life-changing money slip right through your fingers. Fearful thought, isn't it? But the flip side, exciting beyond belief, is that with just a little knowledge, you might unlock a new level of wealth from something as simple as a penny. So stay with me until the end, because I'll not only explain why this coin is so incredibly valuable, but also how you can identify it, what drives collectors into bidding wars over it, and why time is of the essence if you want to cash in. Let's rewind to 1984. Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was booming, and people were collecting baseball cards and cassette tapes, not thinking twice about the pennies jingling in their pockets. At the Denver Mint, billions of Lincoln cents rolled off the presses. But hidden in that sea of copper-plated zinc coins were a few struck with a bizarre and fascinating error, a doubling on Lincoln's ear. Collectors call it the double-die-ear error. And this isn't some tiny, you need a microscope to see it kind of mistake. No, this doubling is bold, dramatic, and unmistakable once you know what to look for. Now, here's where the story gets thrilling. Out of the billions minted, only a handful of these flawed beauties escaped into circulation. Fast forward to today, and those lucky survivors have become the holy grail of modern coin collecting. Their rarity has transformed them into objects of obsession, commanding jaw-dropping prices at auction. The most famous sale? A verified specimen selling for $580,000. 1 penny. Enough to buy a luxury home, a fleet of sports cars, or fund your retirement. And yet, to the untrained eye, it looks just like pocket change, and that's what makes this story so electrifying. Think about it. How many people over the years spent these coins at gas stations or dropped them into vending machines, completely unaware of what they had? It's like watching someone trade a diamond for a bottle cap. Painful, right? But here's the good news: there are still undiscovered examples out there. Which means, yes, you still have a chance. But let me pause for a second. Because I know what you're thinking. Come on, really? A penny worth $500,000? And the answer is a resounding yes. Just ask the collectors who battled tooth and nail to own this piece of history. Or ask the lucky seller who turned a single cent into generational wealth. And hey, if you think the lottery is exciting, imagine the rush of realizing the jackpot has been sitting in your kitchen drawer for decades. Here's the part where it gets urgent. The coin market is hotter than ever. With more people turning to tangible assets, collectibles like rare coins are skyrocketing in value. Demand is climbing, and competition among elite collectors is fierce. That means the window of opportunity is shrinking. What might be worth $580,000 today could be worth even more tomorrow, but only if you recognize it, preserve it, and get it graded before it vanishes into someone else's hands. So ask yourself, have you checked your change jars? Have you looked at those rolls of pennies stashed away from years ago? Because someone will find the next 1984 double-deer penny, and it might as well be you. Imagine the doors it could open: paying off debts, traveling the world, securing your family's future, or living that wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed about. All from a coin most people would dismiss as worthless. Let me leave you with this thought: sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. The 1984 Mint Mark Lincoln cent proves that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley. It can come from the change in your pocket. Don't underestimate it. Don't ignore it. And don't wait, because opportunity is knocking right now. So go check your coins. Look closely. And who knows? The next $500,000 penny might already be in your hands. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary-looking penny, and discovering that it's worth more than $500,000. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But it's not. It's real. And right now, one coin, the 1996 Lincoln penny with a rare Mint Mark error, is shaking the world of coin collectors and investors. One just sold for a jaw-dropping $680,000. Let me repeat that, $680,000. For a single cent. Suddenly, it doesn't sound so ordinary anymore. Now here's the question that should give you goosebumps. Could you already own one without even knowing it? That little jar of change sitting on your dresser, that old coffee can full of coins in the garage, or the forgotten penny resting in your wallet, it could be the key to a life-changing discovery. Don't laugh. The universe has a funny way of hiding treasures in plain sight. And tonight, we're going to uncover the truth. Let's step back for a moment. The year was 1996. The economy was booming, gas was just over $1, and the internet was still in its infancy. But in Denver, where the Mint Mark coins were produced, something remarkable happened. A minting error slipped through the cracks. And as history has shown, mistakes can sometimes be worth a fortune. This coin isn't just a piece of copper-plated zinc. It's a story. A story of rarity, survival, and massive demand. Collectors worldwide have their eyes glued to auctions, fighting tooth and nail to own one of these elusive pieces. Why? Because scarcity drives value. And the rarer the coin, the higher the price. Simple as that. Now here's where it gets exciting, and a little scary. Millions of Americans overlook these coins every single day. They're tossed into tip jars, left in parking meters, or traded without a second thought. People are literally spending fortunes without realizing it. And that's the fear you should feel right now. What if you've already spent one of these treasures? What if you gave away your financial breakthrough as loose change? But here's the silver lining: the opportunity is still here. And it's bigger than ever. The demand is skyrocketing. Wealthy collectors are circling like hawks, waiting for the next big penny to hit the market. That means your window to cash in is open right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. And let's be honest, wouldn't you rather be the one cashing the six-figure check instead of the guy at the coffee shop who just gave it away as change? Exactly. So, how do you know if you've struck gold, or copper in this case? Look closely. The 1990 60 Lincoln penny with the error stands out in subtle ways, doubling in the date, irregularities around the D mint mark, and a distinctive misalignment that only trained eyes recognize. These small imperfections are worth perfection-level payouts. Imagine being the person who flips over that coin, takes it to auction, and watches the bidding war skyrocket past $500,000. Picture the relief of knowing your financial breakthrough didn't come from years of grinding at a job you dislike, but from recognizing value in what others ignored. That's the moment collectors live for. That's the moment lives change. Now, here's the urgency. The coin market is heating up, and prices are climbing faster than ever. The $680,000 sale wasn't a fluke, it was a signal. A signal that this market is hungry, aggressive, and ready to reward those who act now. If you hesitate, if you wait, if you dismiss this as just another penny, you could miss out on the biggest opportunity sitting right under your nose. And here's something to laugh about. How many times have we rolled our eyes when someone says, "A penny saved is a penny earned"? Well, in this case, a penny saved might just be a mansion earned. Who's rolling their eyes now? So here's the truth. The 1990 60 mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket disguised in copper. It's proof that the smallest things in life can carry unimaginable value, if you know where to look. And right now, someone watching this, maybe you, could be holding the key to $680,000 or more. The wealthy know one thing above all else: opportunity doesn't knock twice. They don't wait, they don't hesitate, they act. And if your dream is to live that wealthy lifestyle, to move beyond financial stress and into financial freedom, then this is your moment to take action. Search your jars, your wallets, your old collections. Get them appraised. Don't leave it to chance. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the penny, it's about what the penny represents. A chance at freedom. A chance at wealth. A chance to rewrite your story. And that story could begin with the smallest coin in your pocket. So ask yourself, will you let this opportunity pass, or will you seize it? The choice is yours. And trust me, a penny has never been more powerful. Imagine walking into your local convenience store, buying a soda, and getting change back that could secretly be worth more than a brand new luxury home. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because today we're talking about one of the most extraordinary coin discoveries in recent history, the 1998 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark, a tiny detail that transforms an everyday coin into a treasure valued at an astonishing $430,000. Now, before you rush to check your pockets, let's slow down and understand why this coin is making headlines among collectors, investors, and yes, even everyday people who never imagined that a penny could rewrite their financial future. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll not only understand the history and significance of this rare penny, but you'll also feel that spark of excitement knowing your own wealth-building opportunity could be hiding in plain sight. Back in 1998, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. To the untrained eye, they all look identical, small copper-colored coins we hardly notice. But here's where the story twists. A small number of these coins slipped through the system without a mint mark. That tiny missing letter, invisible to most people, is what now sets collectors' hearts racing and investors reaching for their wallets. And let's pause for a second. Isn't it ironic that in a world where we chase digital currencies, stocks, and flashy investments, something as humble as a penny, something we often dismiss as worthless, can be the golden ticket to wealth? That's the beauty of rare coins. They remind us that hidden opportunities often sit right under our noses, waiting for those with sharp eyes and the courage to seize them. Now, why is this 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Because rarity plus demand equals fortune. Coin collectors live for anomalies, for those one-in-a-million mistakes that never should have existed. And as more collectors compete for fewer available coins, the value skyrockets. That's how we get today's staggering market price of $430,000 for a single penny. Think about that. A coin most people overlook on the ground can be worth more than 4 decades of someone's salary. And here's the exciting part. People are cashing in. Stories are circulating of everyday individuals who once tossed pennies into a jar, only to discover they were sitting on a fortune. Imagine the fear of realizing you once spent that penny without noticing, and the excitement of knowing that you still might have one tucked away in a drawer or an old coin album. That's the urgency here. You don't want to be the one who missed the opportunity of a lifetime simply because you didn't take action. Let's be real. How many times have you dropped a penny and thought, not worth bending down for? Well, if you knew that penny might be worth nearly $500,000, you'd be diving to the floor faster than an Olympic gymnast. So maybe the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," you'll smile knowingly and think, or is it? So what does this all mean for you? It means the pathway to a wealthier lifestyle might already be sitting in your possession. That dream of financial freedom, of building a legacy, of living the lifestyle you've always envisioned, it could all begin with something as small as a coin. The collector's market is hotter than ever, and rare U.S. coins like the 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are in extremely high demand. Every year, as these coins get locked away in private collections, their scarcity, and their value, only grows. This is your invitation to take action. Search through your coin jars, old wallets, family collections, and safe deposit boxes. You never know what rare treasures you already own. Because the difference between an overlooked penny and a life-changing fortune is knowledge, and now you have it. Remember, opportunities like this don't wait forever. The clock is ticking, the demand is surging, and the chance to turn a single penny into a new beginning for you and your family is right now. So stay inspired, stay alert, and stay wealthy. And the next time someone tells you a penny is worthless, you can smile and say, "Mine might just be worth $500,000.
In this video, I'll reveal the secret behind rare coins, how to sell them for top dollar, and the exact steps to turn your coin collection into a goldmine. Stay with me till the end, because you might just be sitting on a hidden treasure. Imagine digging through an old jar of pennies you almost threw away, and uncovering a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could instantly change your life. Not just a few $100, not just a few thousand. Try $550,000. That's right. One tiny, worn, copper-colored coin from 1966 could be worth more than a Lamborghini, more than your house, more than some people make in a decade. Now, before you laugh it off and toss your change back in the drawer, wait. This isn't just any penny. This is the 1966 Lincoln no-mint Mark era coin. It's one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents in U.S. numismatic history, and it's quietly making waves in coin auctions, private collector circles, and treasure-hunting communities across the country. It's not a myth. It's not clickbait. And if you've got one, it might just be your lottery ticket. But how did a penny, just 1 cent, become $500,000 in value? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to find it, and why now is the time to act before the market shifts. Let's rewind to 1966. America was changing. Vietnam was on every television screen. The Beatles were revolutionizing music. And quietly, amidst political and cultural chaos, the U.S. Mint made a decision that would ripple through history: to eliminate mint marks from coins temporarily. The Philadelphia Mint began striking coins with no mint mark, and that alone might sound ordinary. But it wasn't. Because of production errors, some Lincoln cents from 1966 were struck with exceptional die variations, misalignments, and planchet anomalies. And when those mistakes went unnoticed, they slipped into circulation, becoming hidden gems. Today, these error coins are extremely rare, and coin collectors are desperately trying to hunt them down. One such coin recently surfaced and stunned the collecting world by being valued at over $550,000 in a private auction. Here's where it gets real. People are finding these coins in places you wouldn't believe. A woman in Arizona found one stuck under the lining of her grandfather's old coin drawer. Another man in Ohio discovered one in a roll of cents he bought for $5 at a garage sale. They didn't know they were sitting on treasure until they did. So here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Let's be honest. Most of us toss our pennies in a jar and forget about them, right? That jar in your closet isn't loose change. It's possibly your retirement fund in disguise. What if every time you ignored a penny, you were saying no thanks to $500,000. You wouldn't skip over a winning lottery ticket, so why skip over this? Now, here's the exciting part. The 1966 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is in high demand, and the market has never been more alive. Collectors are paying premiums. Dealers are offering top dollar. Coin shows are buzzing. And wealthy buyers are quietly competing to acquire these ultra-rare cents before the next market wave hits. And yes, the value is climbing. With inflation rising, precious metals surging, and scarcity increasing, this penny isn't just a collector's item. It's a hedge, an investment, a conversation piece, and a legacy. Imagine passing down a coin worth over $500,000 to your children. Imagine what that means for your family's future. But here's the twist. Only a few are left in the wild, and each day, they're being scooped up, graded, and locked away in private collections forever. The window to discover and sell these coins for top dollar is closing fast. If you wait, it could be gone. If you act now, this could be your story. Now I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have one? What should I look for? How do I sell it without getting scammed? In the next part of this series, I'll show you exactly how to identify the rare 1966 penny, how to get it professionally graded, and where to sell it to get top market value. You do not want to miss this. So go. Check your drawers, your jars, your family's old keepsakes, because while most people are sleeping on copper coins, a small few are waking up rich. Don't just dream about wealth. Pick it up, hold it in your hand, and cash it in. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Because your $1,000,000 future, it just might start with a penny. You're cleaning out a drawer, maybe helping your parents sort through old boxes, and tucked between some faded envelopes and forgotten receipts, you find an old penny. Just a simple 1967 Lincoln cent. Nothing flashy. No silver, no gold, just a dull copper coin you've seen 1,000 times. But what if I told you that penny could be worth nearly $500,000? Yes, you heard that right. One single penny. $499,000. Now, before you think this is just another coin collector's fantasy, stay with me, because this isn't just a story about a coin. It's a story about hidden fortune, lost time, and a moment that could change your financial future forever. So, grab your coffee, close your tabs, and lean in, because the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a goldmine hiding in plain sight. Back in 1967, the U.S. Mint was under pressure. Coin production was skyrocketing due to a booming economy and a rapidly growing population. To meet demand, the Mint temporarily removed the mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. So technically, every 1967 penny lacks a mint mark. But, and here's where things get interesting, not all of them are created equal. Most people assume the lack of a mint mark makes it common, almost worthless. That assumption is costing collectors hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because among those ordinary coins, a rare error variety slipped through the cracks. We're talking about coins with striking irregularities, doubling errors, off-center designs, and more mistakes that can send a coin's value into the stratosphere. And yes, one specific 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny recently shocked the numismatic world when it was valued at a staggering $499,000. That's nearly $500,000 for a coin most people would toss into a change jar. I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my coin is one of them? Don't worry, we're getting there. But first, have you ever ignored something valuable in your life simply because it looked too ordinary? Okay, real quick. Let's take a moment. Imagine walking past a lottery ticket every day for 10 years and never scratching it. That's what thousands of Americans are doing right now with the coins sitting in their pockets. You could be holding on to the equivalent of a luxury car or a beachfront condo and never even know it. Kind of makes you want to go dig through your junk drawer, doesn't it? There's a quiet revolution happening right now in coin collecting, and it's not just for hobbyists anymore. Regular people, just like you, are cashing in on forgotten coins, often found in childhood piggy banks or inherited collections. The 1967 no-mint Mark penny is in high demand among elite collectors and auction houses alike. Why? Because its error types are extremely scarce, and its age only adds to its mystique. If it's in excellent condition, especially graded by top certification agencies like PCGS or NGC, it could command life-changing offers. And here's the kicker. These high-value pennies aren't sitting behind museum glass or hidden in dusty archives. They're in circulation, right now, in coin jars, in glove compartments, in old coin albums gathering dust. Still think it couldn't happen to you? Coming up in just a moment, I'll show you exactly what to look for in your 1967 penny. We'll talk about the specific error details that could turn a 1-cent piece into a $499,000 treasure. But before we do, let me ask you, what would you do if tomorrow you found out a coin you've had for decades could pay off your mortgage? Retire your debt? Fund your dream lifestyle? Let's find out how close you really are. Now here's what sets the jackpot penny apart. Rare die errors like doubling on Lincoln's profile, especially around the eyes, mouth, or date. Some have noticeable off-center strikes, where Lincoln's head is shifted or the rim is misaligned. Others show ghost-like shadows of letters due to die misalignment. These aren't factory flaws, they're ultra-rare anomalies that drive extreme collector interest. But condition is key. If your 1967 no-mint mark penny looks unusually sharp, shows clear detailing, and has minimal wear, it's time to get it professionally graded. Certified high-grade coins are fetching record-breaking prices in today's red-hot collector market. And here's something else the dealers don't want you to know. Auction houses are actively competing for these coins. It's not a seller's market. It's a seller's dream. There's real urgency right now. As more people become aware of these errors, prices are only expected to climb. Just think, while some folks are chasing crypto or arguing over stock charts, there are people quietly walking into coin shows with pennies and walking out with six-figure checks. And here we are, still arguing whether to tip 20% or 25%. This isn't just about a penny. It's about opportunity. It's about waking up to the wealth that's been sitting under our noses this whole time. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that the most valuable things in life often come wrapped in the most ordinary packages. So go check your change jars. Revisit that coin collection from Grandpa, because someone somewhere is going to find that $499,000 penny. Why not you? And if you're ready to take the next step, stay tuned. In our next video, I'll reveal the top 5 other coins from the 20th century worth over $1 million, and they're even easier to find. Until then, remember, your pocket change could be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Don't let it slip through your fingers. If this video sparked even an ounce of excitement in you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. Your journey to hidden wealth begins now. Imagine finding a single penny that could be worth nearly $800,000. Yes, you heard that right. One copper-colored coin, quietly sitting in an old jar, tucked away in the corner of your garage, might just be the key to unlocking a life of luxury, early retirement, and financial freedom.
Sounds impossible?
Well, stay with me, because what you're about to hear is not fiction. It's a true story that's shaking up the coin-collecting world. Today, we're diving into the mystery of the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin error so rare, collectors are offering upwards of $798,000 to get their hands on it. This isn't just a fluke. It's part of a growing trend where coins once deemed worthless are skyrocketing in value. The demand is real. The urgency is rising. And if you're holding onto a box of old coins, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, before we get too far ahead, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your drawer? Seriously, most people overlook them, tossing them aside or using them to level a wobbly table. But what if that tiny piece of copper was actually your golden ticket? Let's rewind the clock to 1968. The U.S. Mint had 3 primary locations stamping coins: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins made in Denver and San Francisco bear a small D or S mint mark, easy to spot if you're paying attention. Philadelphia, however, traditionally didn't mark its coins with anything at all. So what makes the 1968 no-mint mark penny so jaw-droppingly valuable? Here's where things get exciting. In 1968, certain Lincoln pennies, expected to have a mint mark, were accidentally struck without one. The resulting coin looked like it came from Philadelphia, but it didn't. It was a minting error, a stunning anomaly, and today, it's a prize few collectors have ever even seen, let alone held. And that's where you come in. Because if you've inherited coins or you've kept a jar since childhood, or even picked up coins from yard sales or estate sales, there's a very real chance you might own a 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. One that could turn your average day into a six-figure payday. Still think pennies are worthless? You might want to rethink that and maybe go grab a magnifying glass. But why now? Why is the value exploding today? The coin market is experiencing an unprecedented boom. High net worth investors, collectors, and even hedge funds are moving into the collectibles market, treating rare coins like blue-chip stocks. The demand is overwhelming, and with so few 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies known to exist, it's created a feeding frenzy among serious buyers. And here's a kicker for you. The current verified value of the rarest specimen is $798,000. That's not clickbait. That's not hype. That's documented, auction-backed, and authenticated. This isn't some loose change, it's wealth in disguise. Now, quick question. Have you checked your couch cushions lately? No, really. Because imagine the irony if you've been sitting on $800,000 every time you watch Netflix. That's one expensive seat cushioned, so what do you do if you suspect you have a rare coin? The first step is not to clean it. Seriously, don't touch it with anything abrasive. Cleaning a coin can strip away valuable details and instantly reduce its worth. Next, compare the date and inspect the area where the mint mark should be. If your 1968 penny has no mint mark and it shows the correct indicators of the error, you might just be holding one of the most sought-after coins in circulation today. Here's where the urgency kicks in. The market is red hot, but like any boom, it won't last forever. Values are peaking now because of strong collector demand and limited supply. If you wait too long, you could miss the wave entirely. Think about what $798,000 could do for your life. Pay off the mortgage, travel the world, start a business, retire early, or simply never worry about bills again. This isn't about luck, it's about awareness. And right now, you're among the very few who know this coin exists and why it's creating a storm in the rare coin market. You've made it this far, which means you're serious. You want change. You want more. And guess what? The universe may have already placed that wealth in your hands. Literally. But here's the cliffhanger. What if there are other coins in your collection, older, rarer, even more valuable, that you're overlooking? In our next video, we'll explore coins that look completely ordinary but are commanding seven-figure valuations at auction. So don't go anywhere. Don't sell anything yet. And absolutely don't miss what's coming next. Because the penny you ignore today might just cost you $1 million tomorrow. If you found this eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment below telling us the oldest penny you've ever found. Who knows, you might be holding history. The 1971 Lincoln cent with a rare mint mark error has exploded in value, becoming one of the most sought-after coins by collectors, investors, and wealth builders across the country. People just like you, ordinary folks with extraordinary luck, are discovering hidden treasures in their pocket change and turning them into life-changing windfalls. But here's the twist. Not every 1971 penny holds this power. Only a specific type with a specific flaw holds the key, and the clock to find it is ticking. Now, before you dismiss it and say, it's just a penny, consider this. That same penny could fund your retirement, pay off your mortgage, or even buy your dream vacation home by the beach. And yes, this has actually happened. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're diving into one of the most electrifying stories in numismatic history, the 1971 double-die obverse Lincoln penny, and how one tiny mistake by the U.S. Mint could mean massive wealth for you today. In 1971, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco released what was supposed to be a standard-issue Lincoln penny. But something incredible happened during the minting process. A doubling error on the obverse. That's the front side for all you new treasure hunters out there. Lincoln's profile, the words "In God We Trust," and even the word "liberty" were struck with a rare double die, causing subtle but powerful distortions. At first, no one noticed, but as collectors started catching wind of the anomaly, whispers of value began circulating. Fast forward to today, and the market for these rare 1971 double-die pennies has reached a fever pitch. One verified specimen recently stunned the coin world by being valued at $699,000. Nearly $750,000 for 1 cent. Imagine calling your boss tomorrow and saying, I'm retiring early because of a penny. It sounds absurd, right? But that's the reality for a handful of lucky individuals who recognized what others overlooked. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one? Great question, and yes, I'll walk you through exactly what to look for. But first, let's pull back the curtain on why this coin is exploding in demand right now. Quick reality check. If you're still holding on to your Beanie Baby collection thinking it'll make you rich, you might want to switch strategies. Rare coins, especially error coins like this 1971S, aren't nostalgia. They're real assets. Tangible, traceable, and appreciating faster than ever thanks to a booming collector's market and a new wave of investment-grade buyers flooding the space. This isn't just collecting. This is wealth strategy. Collectors from all over the world are now aggressively buying up high-grade error coins, especially those with a strong story, and the 1971 penny delivers that in spades. What makes this coin so compelling is the combination of rarity, historical relevance, and visual impact. You don't need a microscope, you can actually see the doubling with the naked eye. That's rare. That's powerful. And that's what makes this coin a trophy for high-net-worth collectors and auction houses alike. Time matters here. Coins like this aren't sitting around forever. As more are certified and scooped up by private buyers, prices are climbing. What sold for $24,000 a decade ago now fetches hundreds of thousands. And here's the kicker. There are fewer than 30 known high-grade examples. That's it. Which means every time one sells, the value of the next one soars even higher. Think of it as a domino effect. Each sale drives the next, and right now the momentum is unstoppable. And maybe, just maybe, you have one sitting quietly in your possession. Would you even recognize it? Don't answer yet, because in a moment, I'll walk you through exactly what to look for, how to spot the doubling, and how to protect and verify it. But first, you need to understand the secret ingredient that makes these coins skyrocket in value: condition. Condition is king in the coin world. A 1971S double die in average condition is still valuable, but in pristine condition, graded MS65 red or higher, it's a completely different league. That's where we're seeing the six-figure sales. That's what the $699,000 coin was. Now imagine finding one in uncirculated condition. That's not just a coin. It's a life-changer.so. What's your next move? Don't wait. Go through your old change jars, your family coin collections, the roll of pennies you almost took to the bank last week. Use a magnifying glass. Look at Lincoln's profile. Check for doubled letters, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. If you even think you have one, get it evaluated by a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. And here's the most exciting part, there's no ceiling yet. With new money entering the numismatic market, rare coins like the 1971 penny are seeing unprecedented demand. They're not making more of them. The supply is locked, but demand is exploding. You could be sitting on the next $1 million penny. Yes, that's where this is headed. Let me leave you with this. The future belongs to those who recognize value before the rest of the world does. You don't need to win the lottery. You just need to look closely. Sometimes the road to wealth starts with a whisper, a tiny copper coin, and those who act are the ones who win big. If this inspired you, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're revealing more rare coins, insider strategies, and the exact steps you need to take to build wealth through forgotten treasures. Your next discovery could be closer than you think. Have you ever glanced at an old penny, shrugged, and tossed it into a jar, never realizing you might be holding on to over $500,000? What if I told you that a simple 1975 Lincoln penny, yes, just 1 cent, has recently stunned collectors and experts by selling for a jaw-dropping $612,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? But this isn't fiction. It's happening right here in the US, and people just like you, ordinary folks, are cashing in on coins they've ignored for decades. Now imagine this, you're cleaning out an old drawer, or perhaps you're handed a bag of spare change from a relative's estate, and buried inside is a 1975 penny that doesn't quite look like the rest. What if that tiny detail, a small imperfection, a misprint, a slight minting error, could change your financial future forever? That's not just a fantasy, it's a reality. And this story is about how that humble little coin became the golden ticket to wealth for one lucky individual, and how it could be yours too. But before you run off to check your change jar, stay with me. Because this is not just about one coin, it's about the bigger opportunity. The secret world of rare coin investing is exploding, with collectors and investors clamoring to get their hands on these once-forgotten pieces of history. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's rewind the clock to 1975, a year marked by political shifts, cultural revolutions, and yes, a critical moment in American coinage. At first glance, the 1975 D. Lincoln penny looks like any other. But the true magic lies in its minting error, a rare combination of misalignment, doubling, and a subtle design flaw that escaped the scrutiny of U.S. Mint inspectors. It's a once-in-a-generation mistake. And like all great mistakes, it's become incredibly valuable. What makes this particular 1975 D penny so special is its die error, an anomaly so rare that expert appraisers have called it a national treasure in disguise. This coin defies the norm. Only a handful exist, and collectors are in an absolute frenzy to get their hands on it. This isn't just supply and demand. This is obsession. The kind of obsession that pushes bidding wars into six-figure territory. And with the current market value estimated at $612,000 and rising, it's clear this coin is not just a collectible. It's a powerful asset. Now let's break for a quick pattern interrupt. Here's a question to shake things up. When was the last time your wallet made you $500,000 richer? Yeah, didn't think so. But that's the exact reason you can't afford to ignore this. Because while others are watching the markets rise and fall, smart collectors are getting rich quietly. One rare coin at a time. Let's not forget the emotional value too. Each Lincoln penny carries a legacy. The face of a president who symbolizes perseverance, freedom, and the American dream. Owning one of these rare coins isn't just about wealth. It's about owning a piece of that legacy. Here's where it gets exciting and urgent. The demand for rare coins is exploding. In the last 24 months, auction houses have reported record-breaking sales for error coins. The 1975 D penny, once overlooked, is now one of the most highly sought-after pieces in U.S. numismatic history. And guess what? There could be more out there, circulating silently in pockets, drawers, and piggy banks across the country. But here's the kicker. Time is running out. As more collectors enter the scene and existing coins are snapped up, availability is shrinking fast. This isn't just a bubble. It's a quiet revolution in wealth building, and the people who move first will benefit the most. So don't just watch others get rich, be the story. You have the power right now to take action. That penny in your possession might not just be copper and zinc. It might be the key to a future of financial freedom. So what's next? Stay tuned because in the next video, we'll show you exactly how to identify valuable coin errors, where to get them appraised, and how to sell them at top dollar in today's booming market. And trust me, you'll want to watch that before someone else finds the treasure hiding in your pocket change. But here's your cliffhanger. What if there's another penny even rarer than the 1975 D, sitting in circulation right now, undiscovered and worth over $1 million? Spoiler alert, there is, and it might already be yours. You're digging through an old coffee can of coins, just looking to clear some space. And there it is, a dusty, reddish-brown penny from 1976. Nothing special, right? Just 1 cent. But what if I told you that very coin could be worth up to $497,000? Nearly $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, minted in Denver, featuring Abraham Lincoln's enduring profile, could hold the key to a life you never imagined. Welcome to the extraordinary world of rare coin errors, where ordinary people like you are discovering life-changing fortunes hiding in plain sight. This isn't some far-fetched fantasy. This is a very real opportunity. And in this 10-minute journey, we're going to uncover the jaw-dropping truth about the 1976 D. Lincoln penny and the shocking error that's driving its value into the stratosphere. But stick around until the end, because I'll share a powerful insider tip on how to spot a real 1976 D. penny error from a fake, and potentially change your financial future forever. Let's rewind a bit. It's 1976. The United States is celebrating its bicentennial, a time of national pride, parades, and fireworks. But while all eyes were on the quarters with their special commemorative designs, something incredible and completely unintended was happening with the humble Lincoln penny. At the Denver Mint, a rare misstrike occurred. A die clash, a double die, an off-center error, variations so minute and accidental that only the trained eye can detect them. And yet, these tiny imperfections have turned a common coin into a collector's holy grail. Now you might be asking, why would anyone pay nearly $500,000 for a penny? Because rarity, my friend, is the golden rule of collecting. When a coin like the 1976 D Lincoln penny surfaces with an error that only a handful possess, it becomes more than currency. It becomes a trophy, a status symbol, a beacon for serious collectors and elite investors worldwide. That's where demand meets opportunity. And right now, that demand is off the charts. And here's where it gets exciting. Many of these coins are still out there. In sock drawers, old jars, forgotten piggy banks. You might even have one sitting in your change bowl right now, waiting to be discovered. Isn't it crazy to think a coin you've probably overlooked a dozen times could be worth more than a luxury SUV? But here's the kicker. You have to know what to look for. Some of these error coins display a strong doubling in Lincoln's profile. Others might have a mint mark anomaly, or even a striking flaw that makes the coin look slightly off. To the average eye, they seem normal, but to experts and auction houses, these are five-figure flags. And when one recently sold at auction for a staggering $497,000, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Now let's talk about you. You're here because you're curious. You're wondering if the coins you've been hanging on to could change your life. And the truth is, they can. This is not just about a penny. It's about unlocking wealth from what you already have.
No risky investments.
No get-rich-quick schemes. Just knowledge, timing, and a willingness to act. This is the wealth-building secret that thousands of Americans are waking up to. And now it's your turn. Let's pause for a second. Are you feeling a bit of excitement? Maybe a flicker of urgency? Good. Because while these coins are rare, they're not extinct. But they are being snapped up fast. Private collectors and dealers are constantly hunting, offering top dollar for confirmed errors. The window to profit, while still wide, is closing as awareness spreads. The more people know, the fewer chances remain to cash in. And remember that insider tip I promised? Here it is. If your 1976 D penny has a doubling in the word Liberty, or Lincoln's eye appears doubled under magnification, you may be sitting on a $500,000 jackpot. Seriously, before you cash it in at face value, take it to a professional grader. Coins authenticated by top agencies like PCGS or NGC command the highest prices. That step alone could make you hundreds of thousands richer. But don't just take my word for it. Coin auctions across the U.S. are seeing record-breaking sales, with buyers lining up to bid. The 1976 D Lincoln era penny is one of the most sought-after coins of the decade. And right now, demand is surging, fueled by rising gold prices, collector frenzy, and a massive generational shift in wealth. If there was ever a time to check your coin jar, it's now. So here's your mission. Dig into your old collection. Visit your parents. Check those forgotten coin folders. Because hidden among them, just maybe, is a penny that could pay off your mortgage, or fund your dream vacation, or even kickstart a new chapter of financial freedom. That's the power of knowing what you have. Before we wrap up, ask yourself this. What if you do nothing? What if that rare coin stays lost, mistaken for worthless pocket change? That fear? Let it drive you. That possibility? Let it inspire you to act. Imagine holding something in your hand right now that's worth more than $500,000, and you've probably walked past it, spent it, or tossed it in a jar without a second thought. What if I told you that a simple 1978 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, yes, a 1-cent coin, could be worth $599,000?
Sounds impossible?
Stay with me, because this is not just about pocket change. It's about a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. In the bustling world of coin collecting, few stories are as electrifying as that of the 1978 D Lincoln penny with a rare error. A minting mistake so valuable, it has collectors and investors scrambling to find one. But before we get into the details, ask yourself this. Have you ever searched through your old coin jars, hoping to find something rare? You're not alone. Thousands of Americans are now uncovering forgotten treasures right in their own homes. And it all starts with awareness. Back in 1978, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. On the surface, nothing seemed unusual, but a rare error unnoticed for decades surfaced. Whether it was a dramatic double die, a misplaced mint mark, or an off-center strike, this small imperfection transformed an ordinary coin into a numismatic legend. Today, that very error has ignited the coin-collecting world, with verified sales approaching $599,000. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even know what to look for, which means, while you're watching this, that coin could already be in your possession. The demand for rare error coins has exploded. As more collectors enter the market and awareness grows, prices are skyrocketing. And the 1978 D Lincoln penny with the rare error? It's one of the most coveted coins on the market today. We're talking auctions, bidding wars, and deep-pocketed buyers who will stop at nothing to get their hands on this coin. Now imagine this, you're sitting at an auction, the coin you found in a dusty jar just hit the table. The bidding starts $100, $000, $250, $000, $400, $000, and then $599,000. Sold. To a man in a tailored suit who just flew in from New York to secure it. That could be your reality. This isn't just about the coin. It's about the opportunity. It's about turning a forgotten piece of copper into a symbol of financial freedom. It's about funding your retirement, buying your dream home, or finally living life on your terms. And if you're someone who wants to build wealth not just for yourself, but for generations to come, this is your moment. Feeling a little tingle of excitement? Good. But let's be honest, also a bit of fear, right? The fear of missing out. The fear of overlooking something so simple, yet so incredibly valuable. Let's pause for a second. You ever hear the joke, why did the penny go to therapy? Because it felt worthless. Well, not anymore. Not this penny. Now, here's where things get serious. The current market is heating up. With more coin collectors entering the game every day and social media amplifying discoveries, these rare coins are vanishing from circulation fast. Every day you wait, someone else might be cashing in. Collectors are watching, dealers are hunting, and investors are preparing to pay top dollar. One verified specimen of this exact 1978 D error penny recently sold for nearly $600,000, and experts believe its value could climb even higher in the coming years. Still think it's just a penny? Think again. This is your wake-up call. Here's what you need to do. Right now. After this video, go grab that old jar of coins. Dig through the drawer, the glove compartment, the shoebox in the attic. Look for a 1978 penny with a D under the date. Examine it carefully. Does the mint mark look off? Is there a doubling of the image? Any misalignment? And here's the twist. Even if you don't find that specific error coin, there are dozens more Lincoln pennies from the 70s and 80s with similar values climbing into the 5 and 6 figures. The 1983 double die. The 1972 DDO. You could be sitting on a mini fortune and not even know it. But wait, what if you do find it? Well, that's where your life could take a dramatic turn. In our next episode, we'll break down exactly how to authenticate, grade, and sell your rare coin for top dollar. And avoid getting ripped off by lowball offers, so don't miss that. You've come this far. You're not just chasing a coin, you're chasing freedom, wealth, legacy. Before you go, ask yourself, is today the day you find the coin that changes your life? Because someone will. Why not you? If this video inspired you, make sure you subscribe right now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next reveal. Share this with someone who loves coins or someone who needs a little push toward a more prosperous future. Imagine reaching into an old coffee jar, tucked away in the back of your closet, and pulling out a penny. Just a plain, brown, worn-out Lincoln penny from 1978. You squint at it. No mint mark. Probably worthless, you think. But what if I told you that humble coin could be worth $688,000 right now? That's not a fantasy. It's a jaw-dropping reality unfolding in the rare coin market, and you could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. This isn't just a story about an old penny. This is about the opportunity of a lifetime, hidden in plain sight in drawers, jars, and boxes across America. If you're over 30, chances are you've handled thousands of these pennies, and maybe, just maybe, one of them is the rare 1978 no-mint mark error that collectors are desperately hunting down right now. Stay with me because in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you why this coin is in unprecedented demand, how to know if you have one, and why waiting even another month could mean missing out on a six-figure payday. Let's go back to 1978. Gas was 63 cents, the BGs were topping the charts, and pennies, well, they were just pennies. But in the vast production of Lincoln cents that year, a rare minting error occurred. In Philadelphia, where coins typically have no mint mark, something went wrong, but this wrong turned out to be incredibly valuable. Most people ignore coins without a mint mark. It's like looking at a generic soda and thinking it's not worth tasting. But here's the twist. Not all no-mint mark pennies are created equal. Some were struck on planchets with minute variations, off-metal strikes, double dies, and ultra-clean surfaces that make them numismatic unicorns. When grading agencies like PCGS and NGC get their hands on a near-perfect 1978 no-mint mark penny, they light up like Wall Street brokers on a bull run. And yes, one recently sold for $688,000 at auction. That's more than many homes in the suburbs. All for a single, overlooked copper coin. Think about that. What could you do with an unexpected windfall like that? Pay off debt? Retire early? Start a business? Help your family live the life they truly deserve? Let me pause here, quick question. When was the last time you actually checked your change jar? Or that box of coins you inherited from your grandfather? You might be one rummage away from a life-altering discovery. Funny how pennies can still shock us. Like finding out your grumpy neighbor is a secret millionaire. Now, before you go racing to the attic, here's the kicker. Not every 1978 no-mint mark penny is worth six figures, but the demand is so high right now, even slightly rare variations are pulling in thousands. Collectors, dealers, and auction houses are in a frenzied hunt. Coin expos are buzzing, online forums are exploding, and bids are climbing every week. It's not just a coin. It's a passport to wealth for those lucky enough to hold the right one, but timing is everything. This is a hot window. The current market has never been more favorable, and these prices won't stay this high forever. Think about this. What if you have the coin, but you wait too long and the moment passes? That's the kind of regret that echoes for decades. So, how do you know if your penny is the jackpot? I'll tell you, but here's where you need to stay sharp. There are specific signs: flawless luster, die cracks, doubling on "in God we trust," and certain weight anomalies. And just ahead, I'll reveal the key things to look for and where you can safely get it graded without being lowballed by shady dealers. But first, riddle me this. If a penny saved is a penny earned, what do you call a penny that earns you $688,000? A miracle in copper. Let's be clear, this isn't luck. It's knowledge, timing, and action. You're here because you're smart, resourceful, and ready to turn your hidden treasure into real wealth. I'll guide you every step of the way. Coming up, I'll walk you through the exact process of authenticating your coin, the most trustworthy grading services, and how to sell for top dollar. No gimmicks, no pressure, just real strategies to help you cash in. But here's the cliffhanger. The rarest version of the 1978 no-mint mark penny is still out there. It hasn't been found yet. Experts believe it's tucked away, forgotten, in someone's collection, or worse, headed for a Coinstar machine. Will it be you who finds it? Don't leave this to chance. In the next video, I'll show you side-by-side images of authentic high-value errors and a checklist that could unlock hundreds of thousands from your coin jar. This is your moment. Stay inspired, stay curious, and who knows, your next penny might just be the key to your financial freedom. Imagine waking up one morning, making coffee, reaching into a dusty old coin jar you've ignored for years, and discovering a single penny that could change your life. Not just any penny. A tiny, copper-colored coin from 1982 with no mint mark. It looks ordinary, but it's not. Because this very specific 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny is now worth a jaw-dropping $682,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single cent that can pay off your mortgage, buy you your dream car, or even fund your early retirement. Now, before you dismiss this as just another urban legend, hold on. This isn't a fantasy. It's real, and it's unfolding in the collector's market right now. The demand for rare, error coins has exploded, and serious buyers are hunting relentlessly for hidden treasures, just like this one. And you might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. But here's the kicker. Most people throw these coins back into circulation without realizing what they're worth. Are you one of them, or will you be the one who catches lightning in a bottle? Let's peel back the layers. The 1982 Lincoln penny marked a pivotal moment in U.S. minting history. It was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper to zinc to save costs. That shift created a storm of confusion, experimentation, and yes, error coins. Among the rarest, the 1982 no-mint marked small-date copper penny, an anomaly that never should have existed, but somehow slipped through. Now, this wasn't a minor oversight. This was a full-blown minting misfire that created one of the most sought-after error coins in American history. Only a handful are known to exist. That's why collectors are willing to pay a fortune, over $600,000, for a verified, pristine specimen. Think about that. A coin that once bought a piece of candy could now fund your dream lake house. You don't need to be a coin expert, a historian, or even a collector to benefit. You just need to know what to look for. And this is where it gets thrilling, because that life-changing coin could be in your pocket right now. Feeling your heart race a bit? Good. That's your instinct telling you not to miss this moment. But here's a twist you didn't expect. The difference between an ordinary penny and a $682,000 jackpot comes down to one simple detail: the date style and the missing mint mark. Check under the date. If there's no letter beneath 1982, and if the 2 in the date has a delicate, narrow curve, not bold and blocky, you might be holding the rare small date variant. If it's copper and not zinc, even better. That's your golden ticket. Still with me? Let's pause for a second. Ask yourself, when was the last time you checked your change? Odds are never, or at least not seriously. Maybe you're even thinking, come on, what are the chances? Well, ask the man who recently sold one of these rare pennies and is now traveling Europe debt-free. The odds were 1 in millions, but that one was him. This isn't just a story about pennies. It's about possibility. It's about what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And right now, that opportunity is staring you in the face. Collectors, dealers, and private investors are paying record-breaking amounts for error coins. The market is hot. The time is now. And these coins are disappearing fast, so here's your moment of truth. Will you take action, or toss your chance at generational wealth back into the cash register? Start by checking every 1982 penny you can find. Look closely. If you spot no mint mark and a slender, graceful 2 in the date, don't spend it, hold it. Get it weighed, get it graded, and get it appraised. Because if it's copper and matches the error specs, you could be holding the most valuable cent of your life. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, wait until you hear about the rare 1943 bronze Lincoln penny that's worth even more. But that's a story for another day, and trust me, you'll want to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next coin we reveal might be even more lucrative than this one. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. You're not just chasing coins. You're chasing a life of freedom, adventure, and financial peace. Imagine finally telling your boss goodbye and doing what you want on your terms. Remember, fortunes aren't always found in Wall Street or Silicon Valley. Sometimes, they're hidden in plain sight. At the bottom of an old JAR-SO check your change, dig through that drawer, and never underestimate the power of a penny. We'll see you in the next video. And who knows, maybe next time your story will be the one we're telling. Have you ever walked past a coin jar and unknowingly left $595,000 sitting inside? What if that handful of pennies on your nightstand could unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and opportunity beyond your wildest dreams? Today, we're diving into the mysterious world of a tiny copper coin that could change your life forever, the 1985 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny with a rare mint error that's commanding a jaw-dropping $595,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $600,000 for a single penny. But here's the twist. Most people wouldn't recognize this hidden treasure if it stared them right in the face. So before you toss that change away, make sure you're not letting a fortune slip through your fingers. Stay with us till the end, because this story could very well turn your dusty coin collection into a six-figure payday. Imagine it's 1985. Ronald Reagan is in office, gas is under $1.20 a gallon, and the average American is enjoying the simplicity of a booming post-recession economy. But in the bustling Denver Mint, an anomaly is quietly born, a coin so deceptively ordinary, yet so powerfully rare, that decades later it would become one of the most sought-after error coins in American numismatic history. This isn't just a story about a penny. This is a story about overlooked value, about that golden opportunity sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer, about how, today, one of the rare 1985 D. Lincoln pennies, with a unique minting flaw, is trading hands for $595,000. That's more than most people's annual salary. Heck, for many, that's a dream retirement, a down payment on a luxury home, or a ticket to a life free from financial stress. And here's the kicker. The people who own these coins? They're often everyday individuals, retirees, hobbyists, people who simply paid attention. So the real question is, have you paid attention to your pennies lately? Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so special, and why collectors and dealers are throwing serious money at it. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny is supposed to be simple, copper-plated zinc, with a clean, sharp D mint mark stamped in Denver. But in the case of this high-value error coin, something went wrong, spectacularly wrong. Due to a rare die alignment issue or possibly a double die error, some of these coins display incredible anomalies. Distorted features, doubled profiles, off-center mint marks, or even ghostly overlays that only trained eyes or very lucky ones notice. This isn't just any mint error. It's a perfect storm of rarity, mystery, and demand. Think of it like a misprinted dollar bill from the Federal Reserve, except even rarer and much, much more lucrative. And let's not forget, the demand for rare error coins in the US is exploding. With Gen X and boomers leading the way in coin collecting and new wealth seekers entering the scene daily, these coins are no longer dusty relics. They're hot commodities. High-end collectors, auction houses, and investors are scouring estate sales, private collections, and yes, even old coffee cans, to find hidden gems. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but how do I know if I have the $595,000 version of this coin? Stick around, because that's coming. But first, let's take a quick mental break. Here's a fun question. When was the last time a penny made your heart race? Okay, back to business, because this is where it gets really good. The truth is, these coins are out there, in jars, boxes, basements, glove compartments. And if you're watching this, it means you've already taken the first step. You're aware. That alone sets you apart from millions who'll never realize what they had until it's too late. So here's what you need to do. Grab a magnifier, a lamp, and your coin stash. Look for 1985 pennies with a D mint mark, and pay close attention to unusual markings. Off-center strikes, doubling in Lincoln's profile, or irregular spacing. If you spot something odd, don't brush it off. That oddity could be your six-figure ticket. You can get coins professionally graded and verified. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your find and connect you with high-end buyers who are hungry for these exact types of rare US coin errors. And if you're wondering, why is the value so high? Because verified mint error coins like this don't just represent metal. They represent history, rarity, and exclusivity. They're trophies, status symbols. And in a world of digital wealth and fleeting NFTs, physical assets like rare coins are becoming more powerful than ever. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with a cliffhanger. What if I told you there's another penny, even older than the 1985 D, currently valued at over $1 million, and it might be hiding in your collection right now? We'll reveal that in our next video, so make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss what could be your next big discovery. Remember, every wealthy collector, every successful treasure hunter, every person living a life of freedom started in the same place, with curiosity and a single small step. You've already taken that step. Now go check your coins, because the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one might just be a single penny away. Imagine waking up one morning, digging through an old jar of coins tucked away in the back of a dusty drawer, and discovering a single penny, just one. That's worth nearly $500,000. No, this isn't a dream. It's a real story. A rare 1993 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, with a mint error so extraordinary, it's shaken the world of numismatics and stunned seasoned collectors. And guess what? There are still some out there, sitting unnoticed in homes just like yours. Could yours be next? Let's rewind to 1993. The economy was evolving, the US Mint was running at full speed, and coins were being churned out by the millions. But among the ordinary pennies struck that year, a spectacular error occurred. An ultra-rare, misaligned die mint mark variety that transformed an everyday coin into an unimaginable jackpot. This isn't just any penny. It's one minted in Denver, marked with the D. But it carries a mistake so rare, it sent collectors into a frenzy. Only a handful have ever been authenticated. The last known sale? A jaw-dropping $493,000. That's nearly $500,000 for a coin you might have walked past 100 times. Now pause and think about this. When was the last time you really looked at the coins in your change? What if your next grocery store trip brings you face to face with the opportunity of a lifetime? What gives this penny its explosive value? It's all about the minting error, something most people never notice. But collectors, they're obsessed. This 1993 D Lincoln cent has a die alignment error, and when these anomalies happen, they create extreme rarity, making the coin highly sought after. Think of it like a printing mistake on a first edition book. It turns the ordinary into the exceptional. And here's the kicker. This specific penny is in extremely high demand right now. With the rising interest in rare US coins and numismatics booming thanks to online auctions and investor-grade collections, buyers are ready to pay staggering amounts to add the rarest errors to their vaults. Still think that penny on your desk is just spare change? That humble little coin could be your passport to a brand new life. And this isn't hype. It's the market talking. Let me ask you something. When you last dropped a penny on the floor, did you even bother picking it up? Well, if it was a 1993 D mint error, congratulations. You just kicked away a brand new Lamborghini. Yeah, that stings, doesn't it? You've been told coins don't matter. That change is just clutter. But what if you've been sitting on a six-figure fortune without even knowing it? You deserve the lifestyle that comes from uncovering these hidden treasures. Picture this. Selling a coin for nearly $500,000, paying off debts, upgrading your home, taking your family on the dream vacation they've waited years for. This isn't just about money, it's about freedom, it's about legacy. And here's the urgency. The demand for rare error coins has never been hotter. High net worth collectors, international investors, and even celebrities are pouring cash into rare coin markets. If you wait too long, your opportunity might get snatched up by someone more curious, more careful, more coin-aware. Are you really going to let a once-in-a-lifetime find slip through your fingers? But before you go rummaging through your coin jars and piggy banks, hold on, because in our next video, we'll reveal the 3 biggest signs your penny could be a rare error, and the exact steps you must take to verify it, sell it, and secure your fortune.